My personal opinion, gi or no gi. All my life, I learned, initiated with gi, but we also train no gi, especially in summer in Brazil. It's very hot, very humid. But most of the competitions, gi. But every time happens some kind of vale tudo, back then, here now that we call MMA, we train no gi, because the opponent will be not wearing gi, even though a lot of jiu-jitsu guys wear the gi for the fight. The main thing, we have few points that will show you basically the difference. For an example, when I don't have a gi to control someone, is a little different. The biggest difference would be the distance. When I have a gi, I can hold the guy gi the sleeve and he can move as far as he wants, but I still have his gi. Once someone has no gi, I cannot allow him to get that far. I want to keep him between the 9-degree angle of my arm. What I'm talking about is this. If I hold Jay here, he's not inside my 9-degree angle of my arm. Even though I have a good control, he can slip out pretty good. Because I don't have the 9, he can push my arm, he can get out. It's very difficult because he has freedom on his shoulders and my body is not involved yet. But when I have 9-degree, have him inside of 9-degree angle on my arms, now my whole upper body, my whole lower body are involved. Now it is more difficult for him to get out, even though we don't have a gi. Because I have him inside that 9-degree angle of my arms. Evidently, when you have close guard, he's inside of the 9-degree angle. But if my leg is like this, I can't hold him, especially having no gi to hold on. The distance, it is drastically changed. I need to be close. I need to have him inside that 9-degree angle in the arm. Here, in, but every time my arm goes a little bit far, I don't have control anymore. He can move. It's very important for you to understand that the distance is the main thing. The speed during the train. Let's go back to the distance here. We're still talking about the distance, but I want to make sure you understand. Once you have the gi on, and I have him in my guard, like we had before, he doesn't need to be inside the 9 degrees. He can be anywhere. I have the gi to hold on. And without the gi, I don't have that chance. You know what I mean? That's in terms of control. That's why I don't want to give him that much space. I want to really be inside. This way does not require holding any material. One thing very important too is when you have a gi, the pace of the training slows down. Then you're able to see the same position more often. Without the gi, everything happens very, very fast. And sometimes you don't have a second chance to train your way out in a lot of positions. And what I realize is a lot of no-gi people come here and they have a lot of gaps on their defense of their game. And something that when you have the gi, you learn how to protect, defend yourself, because you're in that position quite often. Something that without the gi doesn't happen that often because of the speed. You have, very important for me is a no-gi guy, to get better no-gi, he needs to train also with gi. And evidently, the gi guy, to train, to improve on his no-gi, he needs to train no-gi. But the gi guy has an advantage of already worked so much his defense, because he's been often put in a lot of positions because the speed of the train. He's able to see what's happening and work his way out. Without the gi, it is very difficult to have those momentums to work that. The combination, evidently, what I believe is, if I have a gi and I go for no gi, it's a lot easier than if I have no gi coming to a gi. that is way harder for the no-gi guy to get used to the gi. And basically the distance will be the main thing that changes the ball game. In a little bit, you learn and understand how to use your body and close the distance. And another thing that a lot of guys no-gi miss was a lot of defensive positions. They have a lot of gaps in some of their defensive game. And again, the no-gi does not allow them to be quite often in those positions. Very slippery. And when they get someone who actually knows how to control well, they're in big trouble. That's why the gi is the best thing you can do to improve your no-gi. I'm not saying that a no-gi guy is not good. Yes, he is. But he needs a lot of complements with gi to get even better. And the no-gi guy comes into the gi, change a little, improve a lot his game. And for the gi guy to go to the no-gi, he has already a lot of advantage. The only thing he needs to worry is about the distance. The no-gi guy has a lot of gaps to cover. And we're trying to make people understand that. In my school, I have gi and no-gi class, and people trying to use the same type of game in both. That is very possible. I do that. I don't use much holding the gi naturally, but a lot of guys are doing pretty good, gi and no-gi. In the last few Abu Dhabis, all the champions were gi guys. I mean, that's telling me something. All the champions fought no-gi and ended up winning. I mean, I might have a very strong base, a very strong foundation on that. And hoping that people understand that and train more no-gi and also train in more gi. That will be very helpful for you to improve on that area again.